Continuing to follow the breaking news. I want to bring in right now Democratic Congressman Jared Moskowitz of Florida. Congressman, thanks so much for joining us. And I'm curious, knowing your history, what's going through your mind right now, seeing this truly horrific Kansas City shooting today, when you were marking earlier in the day, 6 years since the Parkland school shooting in your district that killed 17 students and staff members?
You know, Wolf, thanks for having me on this Valentine's Day, which I don't celebrate anymore because of the shooting at my high school and in my city, in the city of Parkland, 6 years ago. And now there are going to be other families on Valentine's Day that will forever remember their Valentine's Day and won't celebrate anymore either, because now we're going to add more families to a list of an exclusive club of families that no one wants to belong to, which is just going to school or going to church or going to a grocery store or going to a Super Bowl parade and not coming home. I mean, to hear that obviously one loss of life, 7 people in life-threatening conditions and 22 people shot. I mean, this is just a horrific event. It is exclusively only in this country. A lot of countries have mental health issues, but for some reason in this country, you know, we have no will to try to limit this. It's thoughts and prayers, and then we move on. And it's just horrific to see in general, but obviously horrific even more so to see on the 6th anniversary of the shooting in Parkland.
You make important points. Let me follow up, because we're waiting for more details on the 3 people who have been detained. I assume they're suspects. We're also awaiting details on the type of guns that were used. What policies, Congressman, do you support right now to stop these kinds of mass shootings like this one, like the one in Parkland in your district? What is realistic right now, given the nature of the U.S. Congress?
Well, look, I would just repeat what we did in Florida 6 years ago after the shooting. Within 3 weeks, we passed what was called the Marjory Stoneman Douglas School Safety Bill. We put hundreds of millions of dollars into mental health and to school resource officers and to school safety. But we also raised the age to 21 to buy a gun. We did 3-day waiting periods, and we did red flag laws. Red flag laws, by the way, which have been used 12,000 times in the state of Florida in the last 6 years. Think about that, Wolf. 12,000 times law enforcement determined someone was either a danger to themselves or a danger to others. You know, we can do those things while also still respecting the Second Amendment. We passed this in Florida, the gunshine state. Did it with Republicans leading the way, A+ rated members of the NRA, signed by Rick Scott, who became a U.S. Senator. So Florida is proof that it can happen on a bipartisan basis. And 6 years later, that law is not only still there, but it's even stronger. But, Wolf, let's not pretend that I don't serve in the 118th Congress, which the only thing we're known for is suspensions and expulsions. You know, we're not passing any bills to help the American people. We're breaking history by removing speakers, removing cabinet members, but we're not doing anything to keep people safe in their neighborhood or reduce the cost of food or to help the economy. And so this is going to have to wait until the 119th Congress, until we can get like-minded people around a table to first decide that we want to help the American people.
We'll see what happens with what so many people are calling common sense gun reform in the United States. Congressman Jared Moskowitz of Florida, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll be right back with more on the breaking news.